Welcome to our best bits down under. So, let's start the show. Well, it seems quite appropriate that we are sitting underneath the Sydney Harbour Bridge because on our first full day here, we walked over it, and that was after we took in the Sydney Opera House. What do you remember about that first day, Paul?
We did an incredible amount. We went to the Sydney Opera House. We went to that park over there.
Botanical Garden.
The Royal Botanical Gardens. And then I think we wanted to go to Barangaroo.
Oh, yes.
But then we went up the wrong steps, and then we saw signs for the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and then we thought, okay, why don't we head towards there? Maybe that would lead us back to Circular Quay, which it didn't. So then we walked across, and luckily enough, it was like a gloomy, cloudy day, so it wasn't really that warm. So I think it helped with the walk, and it was quite a distance, I think, and you saw lots of different parts of the city, and the T1 and the T9 were running underneath our feet.
Well, it meant that we got our bearings in some ways because we arrived at Milsons Point, and that is on the
North Shore,
the heavy rail service, and we've been able to come back there a couple of times. Well, let's talk about Sydney first, because we were here twice at the beginning and the end of our adventure. And I think what we found in Sydney was the transport is just fantastic, and they make such use of the harbour. There are boats and ferries going up and down every few minutes to every destination that you could think of.
And one of the places that we went to was Taronga Zoo. Do you remember all them kangaroos and koalas?
Yes, and lizards and turkeys as well. Were there turkeys, or am I imagining things?
Yeah. They were wandering about.
Yeah. What about that night that we went to the Oxford and played the Naughty Numbers bingo?
Oh my gosh, I have not played bingo in such a long time, and I forgot how to play it. I know, it's so bizarre, but I completely forgot. It was our first time out on Oxford Street, and yeah, it was a really good time. What do you remember?
Well, we weren't playing for full house until near the end, but I remember that you won $45 in bar credit, yes, and we had quite a few drinks and a really fantastic evening.
And someone did the chicken dance.
Oh,
No.
maybe let's forget about that bit. Well, it's a bit windy today, but then it was windy during the start of our trip. And even though it's about 29 degrees Celsius today, we have decided to come down to Milsons Point and to overlook the Sydney Opera House and the Harbour Bridge and just the palm trees, and there's a really nice breeze down here by the water. Now, we've seen a lot of water while we've been in Australia, and quite a few beaches in and around Sydney, isn't that right, Paul?
So we went to Bondi Beach. Who could forget about that? And we also went to Manly Beach, and then there was another beach that we went to called
Cronulla.
That
was in the second visit to Sydney, and I think the first beach that we went to, Bondi, a lot of people had said it was overrated. I didn't think it was at all, and I loved the sand there. It was just so fine. I'd never felt sand like that anywhere before, or seen sand so pure.
Like, it felt like it was from the hourglass.
Yes, I remember that's what you said.
So yeah, it was a really, so that sand is second to none. I don't think I've felt sand like that before either.
Make sure that you stay in calm waters.
So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Paul and Marcus.
What about our trip to Melbourne? We were there for a full week.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. I think one of the highlights for you must be...
Well, it was the highlight of the entire trip, I think, was to Ramsay Street, home of Neighbours. And I've watched the episode back a few times since editing it, and I still can't really believe that I was there. And what I've said each time is, even though we were only on Ramsay Street for a few minutes, that it was all about the journey, about getting there. It wasn't necessarily just being there, but it was how we mapped it out and how we had a few stumbles along the way. And one thing that you may not know is that at the start of that episode, we did it in a style of a soap opera, and I only dreamt that up that morning, funny enough. And I had this idea. Oh yes, well, yeah. And I dreamt up this idea that I should get an Australian to say, previously on It's Paul and Marcus. And I thought, how are we going to do this? And then when we were on the bus going to Vision Drive, which dropped us off at
902.
The 902 dropped us off near Ramsay Street, there was a schoolgirl on board, and she says, what are you doing? Can I help you? And then we told her what we were doing. She lived locally.
She thought it was hilarious.
She thought it was hilarious, and then I said, would you mind recording this? So she did.
She had no issues.
Yeah,
so then we thanked her.
So that was fantastic. So if you're watching, thank you very much. Melbourne was a little bit more difficult to get to know than Sydney, just because of the streets layout, I think. But one of the good things is that the trams were completely free in the CBD, and we made use of them every day.
So it was only free in that designated CBD area, and it was super packed during peak times. However, you were able to visit main tourist places, so that was a really good thing. And I think our stop was really accessible to the free tramway, and it ran all the way to Flinders Street.
Yes, we were very lucky because we were right at the last stop on the free zone, and so we were able to take the tram up and down every day. And then we went to the Railway Museum at Newport. Isn't that right, Paul?
So that is one thing that I looked up prior to going to Melbourne. I did my research, and then I thought, oh wow, Marcus likes these tram type of things. So then I looked it up. It was, I believe it was it a Saturday or was it a Sunday?
It was a Saturday, yeah, and a hot Saturday as well.
So we went on a really hot Saturday. We even went on one of the old locomotives that was made in
Australia.
Yeah. I think it was like made in the
1930s or 40s, I think.
Prior to the war. No, it was. So there was so much historical value to that, and I think I won't ever forget that tramway museum.
Or what came after it, because we kind of had to try to find somewhere to eat, and we couldn't. We ended up getting reject sandwiches, the last from Coles, the last that was left in the chiller.
But
then we went to a brewery that you wanted to go to, and boy, was it difficult finding it.
Oh, so this is a different day now.
Oh, it's the same day.
No, but didn't we go to that other... Oh, yes, that was the same day.
You see? The heat's getting to you, Paul.
But then we also saw the Mike Tyson.
Yes, we saw the Mike... Yes, we stopped off in a bar, and we saw the Mike Tyson fight, which was quite interesting.
So I think I dragged poor Marcus to this hard to reach
brewery.
I forgot the name of it now. Sorry, we've done so much that you will have to excuse me, but I am losing it due to old age.
Oh.
No, but the beer was okay, but the thing with that place was that it was only by the barcode thing.
Oh, if you wanted to order food, it was by the QR code.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get it to work properly. Eventually, they got it to work for us, and it was for the pizza.
Annoying people that were sitting.
And the pizza wasn't good; it was burnt.
So overall, I don't think that was the best brewery that we've been to.
No, but we did go to one in Sydney. I know we're slightly jumping a bit, but it is on the subject of breweries. We went to
Young
Henry. I keep wanting to say Good Henry's for some reason. Young Henry's.
Maybe it should be Good Henry's.
Yeah.
And who could forget about Newtown or the Imperial on Erskineville Road?
Yes, well, we're back in Sydney again, you see, for that. And I didn't realise that the Imperial Hotel was the setting for some of the first scenes in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. And it was all still decked out with Priscilla memorabilia.
Yeah.
And talking about pizzas before, the pizza that we had there was probably the best
one
we've had. And I even ate the crusts. And apparently they are known for their crusts. Ah, well, Paul, it's time to go home now. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can't believe that we've been away for a good 15 days already.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's
it feels
incredible.
like only yesterday, really.
It's actually more than that if you think about it. If you include the flights and everything, it's been about 17 days, something like that. And you've been watching these episodes over the past couple of months, so we hope that you have enjoyed them. Well, we've got one final journey to do before we leave. And that is to take the ferry from here at Milsons Point back to Circular Quay in the CBD. Wow, look at the speedboat, Paul.
Oh my goodness. If you have enjoyed this series, please give us a thumbs up. If you have liked this episode, please also subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and please leave comments if you wish to do so as well. And you may consider buying us a coffee while we're out and about filming these glorious YouTube episodes. The link is in the description.
And that's it from Down Under. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.